Hey folks, welcome to Lab 2 for Intro to GIS. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what I'm doing. Let's see, so to make sure I've got everything open to the right stuff. Cool. All right, first thing I'm going to do is download the data from Brightspace, which hopefully you put in the right place, but I'll go over that in a second. The other thing I'm going to do is have my Lab 2 manual open. Okay, organize your data, unzip it. We went through this last time, so I will do it quickly to show you. Let's see, where did I put my data? When I downloaded my data, it goes in a slightly different place because I'm working on my own computer. So say you go into your file, you go into the lab. Hopefully you have a lab 2 folder already. You highlight the zip drive that you downloaded and you extract it. When you extract it, you need to make sure that you put it into your downloaded folder. So you should have a folder that says lab 2. Mine says _SP26 because I teach this class more than once. In that file, it has my GIS stuff, but it also has the downloaded folder. I added this downloaded folder in here, and that's where I want my data to go. Okay, so I select that, that's the thing, and then I click extract. All right, once it does that, it will now show up in my folder under lab 2, under downloaded, all these cool things, right? I already have a lab 2 folder because I started a map. So I will go back and show you. You're going to open up GIS either on your own computer or on a work computer, or excuse me, school computer. Remember, you can also use the virtual desktop from your home computer. You're going to start a new map. You're going to call it lab 2. You're going to put it in the correct place, which will be under your name and then GIS and under lab 2. Okay, you're going to put it in there and then you're going to click OK. All right, I'm going to cancel this because I already started this. It will open up to close some of this stuff. It will open up to either a blank screen or it will open up to a new map like this. All right, you're going to take this new map and you're going to rename it by clicking on the word map slowly twice. And you're going to type in purple and click enter. Cool. Awesome. Once you've done that, you're going to go find some data. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm following along here. We created our new folder. I'm not going to go over the multiple choice questions, okay? I am on number 6. I just added part 1. I'm gonna open up the map properties by right-clicking it. I'm gonna go to properties and I'm gonna go to extent. Nope, not that one. Clip layers. Nope. Nope. Coordinate systems. Cool. This is the coordinate system for the current map. It is right here highlighted. Okay. You can cancel out of there. I just want you to know which one it is. You have to answer these questions. I know this is a lot of words. Just try to pick out the ones that match what you just saw. I want to go ahead and add some data to this. So if I did this right, under databases, oops, I did that part. Under folders, you're going to go to your downloaded folder. You're going to grab your US Forest Service fire map. You can either grab it and drag it on, or you can right click and add to current map. Both of those things work. As you can see, it looks like a weird sandwich. You want to look at the properties to see which coordinate system this is. Okay, so we're going to right click on here. We're going to go to properties and under sources, you're going to go to the spatial reference, and it is a geographic coordinate system, NAD space 1983. Okay, you may or may not remember that. I can never remember these things, so I always write stuff down. You need to add and tell me, right here, look, there's the answer. Whew. Okay. Let's go back and look at the map pane properties. So part 1, right click, properties. Oh, it changed. So that's what happens. When you add data, it changes the coordinate system. if you don't have any other data. Now, when we continuously add data, it may or may not do that depending on the environment setting. I'm gonna go ahead and click save just in case, right? We don't want to lose our stuff. You can go ahead and answer these questions. Now we're going to modify the properties. So we're going to go to the coordinate system part of the map and change the coordinate system to NAD 1983 2011 contiguous USA Albers. Wow, that's a mouthful. So I'm going to wait, am I doing this to the map pane? Yeah, okay. So right click, properties. Okay, so that's not the one I want. So I'm going to type in the search box, NAD space 1983, and I'm going to click enter. The reason I did that is because there's a lot of them. All right, so I'm going to go to geographic coordinate system. I'm going to go to North America, United States. Okay, there's 2011, but I want something else, right? I wanted like one that says contiguous something or other. So I'm going to go to continental, North America. And here it is. Equal, no, is that it? Oh, no, this one, right? 2011 contiguous USA Albers score. I'm going to click apply and then I'm going to click OK. And look at that. My map went from, Subway long sandwich to sourdough sliced bread, right? Looks a little bit better. It wants to ask you this question. You need to answer question 8. You need to answer question 9. And we're going to go back and revert the coordinate system to matching the layer. So that means I'm going to go back to properties and I'm going to change the coordinate system. What if I can't remember? Look at this under layers. I can see which one it is. They want it to match the fire occurrence. So that means it's this one. I'm going to click apply and okay. See, now it made it back into the Subway sandwich. I'm going to go ahead and click save. Now I'm going to scroll down. We want to import both of those shape files to the database. So you're going to go back to GIS. You're going to go right click on your database. You're going to click import feature classes. In order to do this, you need to add both of them. So you're going to go to your lab folder where you have downloaded. Come on, open. These are both shape files. You're going to select both of those shape files. You're going to click OK. It's going to go into your geodatabase and you're going to click run. Once you click run, it'll say it's finished. And then inside of your geodatabase, you're now going to have the same two files, but instead of being .shp like they are down here, they are now feature classes. So we're not going to mess with the folders anymore. So you can make that smaller. Now you have two feature classes. Score. So how do we fix this? Oh yeah, make sure you take a snapshot and put that in properly. You will get a 0 if you do not upload your pictures properly. So if you don't see provide alternative text, it means that you didn't do it right. So go back and fix it. We're going to go back to part 1 and we're going to change the dataset properties. So this is the shapefile and we don't want that to be the case. So we're going to go to properties. See how it says shapefile feature class? We can't work with this that way. So we're going to go to source. You're going to click this button called set data source up here. You're going to go into your geodatabase. Mine is just already popping in there because it knows what I'm doing. And you're going to select it. And now it says file geodatabase feature class. Click apply and click OK. So now this data matches this file over here in your database. All right. Why did we do that? We cannot manipulate shapefiles. We cannot, and I don't mean manipulate like something bad, just we can't do spatial analysis with shapefiles. We have to have a feature class. So now you're going to answer question 11. All right, now I'm on part 2. You want to display the, whatever that is, GNMF data. So we want a new map pane. So we're going to go up to the top, click on the insert ribbon, which is up here, all the way to the left. You're going to do the down arrow, click on new map. It's going to pop open a new map pane. This one we're going to name part 2. So I slow click. I name it part 2 and I click enter. I always save after I do something. Then you're going to scroll down and what does it want? It wants you to put your geodatabase from your geodatabase. You want to add it to the map. Okay, so we're going to go over here. I'm going to drag it in this time to show you. Uh-oh, there's a weird thing. Unknown coordinate system. When I zoom into Vermont, nothing's there. Great. What does that mean? Go back to the manual. Let's see, we're gonna right click and you can use this cool tool called zoom to layer. Nope. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out. Oh man, where are we? Oh, look, we're near Africa. I think I talked about this in class. So it automatically just goes over here if it doesn't have a coordinate system. We don't want that, right? It's Vermont, not Africa. Okay, so let's figure out what the spatial reference section says. So we're going to right click on it. We're going to go to properties, go to source, and under spatial reference, it says unknown coordinate system. Okay, well, that means we have to make one. So you can cancel out of there. Let's see, what does the manual say to do? So first we're going to change the coordinate system of the map pane. So that's the background. And we're going to turn it into NAD 83's state plane for Vermont into meters. Oh, that makes sense. So I'm going to highlight the map frame. I'm going to do properties. How do I find that? Let's see. NAD 1983 Vermont. I don't know. That might work, right? Okay. Projected. Wait, layers. Oh no, that didn't work. Okay. Let's just do NAD 1983 and hit enter. Cool. All right. What was the other one? It said to make it uh, let's see, state plane. So it's NAD 1983 under projected coordinate systems, then state plane, and then meters. Okay. NAD 1983 under projected coordinate systems. So national, no, state plane. There we go. 1983 meters. Is that the one I want? And then I'll look for state plane Vermont. Is that in here? Oh, there it is. Okay, right there. I'm also going to click the little star so it saves it in my favorites. I'm going to click apply and click OK. So what that did is it looks kind of wonky, right? But look, check this out. There's your data. It's there now, right? Because we only have one file in here. So the map and the file match. So now we have the data on Vermont. I'm going to go ahead and click save. Scroll down. What does it want us to do? You can zoom to layer if it didn't already do that. Now it's gonna, you need to just define what happened, okay? Now you're gonna permanently define the projection, which is a tool. So there's two tools. We have project, which is different. That's when you already have a GCS and you want to add a projected coordinate system. That's like laying the map on, there's already a map and you're gonna lay it onto the globe. That's what we do when we project. This is something different. This is just a floating map. Doesn't even really know where it is. We just have some data. So first we have to define the projection. Okay, that's the difference. So we're going to open a geoprocessing tool, go back to GIS. You can go under analysis, click on tools up here. It will automatically open a pane on the right-hand side of your screen. If it doesn't, it probably means it's pinned. So you need to go ahead and, or it's like hiding kind of on the right. You need to unpin it, or pin it rather, sorry. You're going to type in define, and it'll think for a second. And you want to define projection. If you're never sure which one to do that, you just hover and it tells you. It overwrites the coordinate system information. The tool is intended for data sets that have an unknown or incorrect coordinate system defined. Okay, so that's it. That's what we want. So we want to put in our management system. We want to match the coordinate system. Let's see, what did we want to match it? We want to match the input data set as that one. Okay, I did that. Oh, I want the input data set. Okay, so the coordinate system should be, can do a drop down and do it. Mine is being slow. Okay, so you can also hit the world and you can go get your stuff. You can click layers and you can do projected, because we just did this. So you can find that 1983. Oops, it's not in here. It's under continental, North America. Where did I put it? I thought I made it a favorite. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing. Let's do state plane, meters, way to the bottom because it's all in alphabetical order. Vermont. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So now it's set. I'm gonna go to the bottom and I'm gonna click run. It's going to define the projection. Now I'm gonna look in my manual. I need to answer question 14. Okay. Once the tool has finished, we want to change the coordinate system of the map pane to match that of the base map. So we're gonna right click on the base map data layer, which is called the world topographic map, and see what the spatial reference is. So that's this right here, right click, properties. It's gonna tell you right away that it is this 1984 Web Mercator, okay? And we want it to do what now? You're going to answer that question. The base map uses the same coordinate system as a polygon. Oh, I see. Those are the answers. Okay. Right click, spatial reference. You want, let's finish running. Change the coordinate system of part 2 map pane to match that of the base map. Okay. So we want the map pane to match this. So we want to turn it back to this 1984 Web Mercator. So we're going to go right click on part 2, go to properties. We want to change it back to the Mercator system, which was this one here, and click apply. And okay, see, now that looks a little bit nicer. I'm going to click save. Then you can answer your question for 14. All right, now we're on part 3. So you're working as a GIS tech, US Forest Service. You have to perform a comprehensive analysis in the Green Mountains. Okay. They need to retain their data in the state plane coordinate system because the managed area needs to be projected into a common system because it's between Vermont and New Hampshire. Okay. So why can't you just use one state plane? Well, you're doing multiple states. And as you saw on the map, each state tends to have their own state plane. So what works for one will not work for the other. All right. So you can answer that question. So now we're going to project the data. So that's a different tool, right? Define projection was when there was 0 coordinate system, but project is when we're just going to change it. All right. So the boss has decided they want US National Atlas equal area. Cool. Let's go ahead and insert a new map pane. So go to insert at the top, new map, click. Cool. We're going to call it part 3. I'm going to slow click part 3. Click enter and save. Now, what does it want us to do? We renamed it. We're going to add the management areas from your geodatabase, okay, and use the project tool. So we're going to go to catalog. We're going to drag that onto this map because it's already been changed. It should go right back into Vermont for you. All right. And then it asks us to project it to change it to the US National Atlas, whatever. Okay. So you should have a geoprocessing pane open still. If you don't, remember, you go to analysis and click tools. At the very top, you're going to type in project, enter. Define projection. No, that's not what we want. Oh, there it is at the very top, data management tool. I'm going to hover. It takes spatial data from one coordinate system to the other. Okay, do you see the difference? Because define projection down here said that it's intended for stuff that doesn't have a coordinate system at all. So that's the difference between these two. So we're going to click project. We are using, let's see, after it has run. Well, which one goes where? Did it show me? Oh, they're so mean. Okay, so I have to think about this. So the input feature class is the GNMF management. The output data set, if you click on this box, see how it's a whole bunch of stuff, and then at the end it adds project. So you can leave it as that, that's fine. A lot of times I write something like new or matches, just no spaces, okay? And then for the coordinate system, I have to find that one because that's not in either one of them. So I hit the little world button. Come on, little world. And it opens up a new system. So then I look up, what am I looking up? US National Atlas equal area. So I can write something like National Atlas and it will take me, there we go. See, cool. That's the fun way. You don't have to put anything in geographic transformation or preserve shape. You're going to go ahead and run it. Now you're going to turn off the old one by unclicking on the left and save your work. If you're not already zoomed in, you can right click and zoom to layer. You can zoom in for you. Let's see, question 16. Okay, so now you have to insert a screen capture. You know how to do that. You're going to answer these few questions and then talk about what was hard, what was easy, what could be changed or explained more clearly. We always use this to make the labs better. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you in class.